Welcome back to the 2-in-1, and today I'm taking a look at the Dallas Mavericks and going over whether or not they should pursue trying to trade for Bradley Beal. But before getting to that topic, question for those of you viewing, do you think Luka Doncic will ever win an MVP in his NBA career? Comment down below, yes or no, and I'll give my answer at the end. But getting straight into it, should the Mavericks pursue Bradley Beal? 100% in my opinion. I made a couple other videos on teams that pursue Bradley Beal. And the answer is, if you're a team that's one star away from being an NBA Finals team, a team with NBA Finals aspirations, yeah, go for it. Unfortunately for the Mavericks, there's a couple of teams that feel like they're at least in that conversation. You got the Mavericks, and you even got teams that are already final teams. Maybe the Lakers might take a look at them. Maybe the Warriors might. Maybe the Heat might. Knicks might. Maybe the Hawks might. Maybe the Celtics might. There's a couple teams out there that are going to be shopping for Bradley Beal this offseason, but Mavericks, they're a team that's also one piece away that will be in the market and will be in the conversation. There's a couple things to consider. The Mavericks might be in the market for a couple big guys, not as in a couple as in all of them, but they have a couple options. Maybe signing Kawhi, maybe trading for Dame, maybe trading for Beal, maybe getting a smaller role player, Reggie Jackson, bringing back Tim Hardaway. I don't know. Maybe they think they have an NBA Finals roster today. They just need to develop a little more. Maybe they don't want a big name, but to me, between Dame, Kawhi, and Beal, you have a decent shot at possibly obtaining one of them. I'm not saying a great shot, but a decent shot. Having Luka, there is some attraction towards Dallas. The taxes, a good owner, a new, players coach and Jason Kidd, new GM. You're already a contending team. I think Dallas is an attraction point for a couple stars in the NBA, and Beal, I don't think would be completely against going there. Personally, in my opinion, I think the Mavericks could get this trade over with quick. If they throw in Kristaps Porzingis, that's a relatively big name. You throw in Porzingis, maybe you throw in one other guy, Dwight Powell, a first-round pick and 2 pick swaps or something along those lines. 2 first, 1 pick swap, 2 first, 0 pick swaps. Whatever the numbers are, I'm not a GM. I don't know the exact offering that would work out. But along those lines, Porzingis, Powell, pick swaps, I think that can make it happen. Easy done, one phone call. But I do think Dallas should try their best to keep Porzingis, and that's where things get complicated because you don't have a whole lot outside of Porzingis to offer. Like I said, Dwight Powell, but Tim Hardaway's going to not be there. JJ Redick won't be there. A lot of these guys, Bojan is going to not be there. A lot of these guys are not going to be, real players that they can offer. There's always guys off the bench, but I'm saying at least well-known names that the Wizards can look at and say, well, at least we got blank at the end of the day, and that's a name we could sell to the fans, a name that could sell tickets at a stadium, a name we could pair up with Westbrook. Porzingis and Westbrook, is that going to win a finals? No, but neither is Beal and Westbrook. It's at least well-known branded names that the Wizards can say, we got him, and we got some picks to hopefully pick a diamond in the rough on, and that's something they can look up to. But you offer just Dwight Powell and just, well, I guess maybe if you don't offer Porzingis, but you offer a couple more first-round picks, you offer Dwight Powell and 5 firsts, then we're talking. But in my eyes, it will be hard to trade without Porzingis. However, if you can pull it off, the new GM, this new coaching staff are bringing in like every player from their championship run, Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, JJ Barea. I think Dirk's going to be a somewhat team specialist. If you could get a big 3, I don't want to call it a big 3 yet because Porzingis is questionable, but a squad that has a big 3 of Luka, Bradley Beal, and Kristaps as your third option, I'm good at that. I like Kristaps Porzingis as my third best option. I don't like him as my number 2, and I don't like Luka Porzingis as his dynamic duo. I don't. But if Porzingis is my third best player on the team, I think I'm doing something right. I think the Mavericks are doing something right. And that is a team that can make a finals run. Will it be easy? No. You'll still have probably the Suns keeping Chris Paul. Clearly the Clippers, if they keep Kawhi, is going to be a problem for the Mavericks. They bumped them out of the playoffs the past 2 years. But you throw in a Bradley Beal, things change. They took him to 6 games without him. They took him 7 games without him. You throw in a Beal, maybe they'll win in 5. Who knows? I'm not saying they will, but the Lakers, the Suns, the Clippers, the Jazz, these teams are going to be good. The West won't be easy to win in by any means. But to do so, it looks like you need a big 3 to rely on. Every team right now, most teams right now that are in NBA final runs have had a big 3, whether it be LeBron, Kyrie, and Love, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Steph, Clay, Durant, Kyrie, Harden, Durant. No, they haven't won one yet, but we know how good they are. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker. Miami Heat days of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Big 3 Celtics, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett. Big 3s are needed, and I know there's rare cases of duos getting it done. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, but those guys are like 2 top 10 players on the same team. You know what I mean? Chris Paul and Devin Booker, they're not 2 top 10 players. You can make the argument that one of them is, but they're not both top 10. If you got 2 top 10 players, then a duo could probably get it done. Besides that, you need a big 3 of above average and big named, big ticket players. And I do think Bradley Beal, Luka Doncic, and Chris Stapps could pull that off. But there are a couple of issues against it. A, like I said, getting that big 3 without giving up Porzingis would be tough. B, having a new GM, new coaching staff, they may want to walk in and just work on the team they got. They don't want to make any big moves. They don't want to put their names on the line of, going down in history as the team that messed up the Mavericks and making this awful trade for Bradley Beal. Not saying it turned out that way, but I don't know if they want to take that risk and responsibility as their first years in. I just don't know if they're about that just yet. I get it, but however, if they do pull it off, if they do trade for Beal and it turns out great, they'll go down as one of the best possible moves in NBA history. Who knows? If it turns out in a ring, I don't think they're going to regret it no matter what it costs. But there is risk. So A, Porzingis pulling it off, keeping him. B, the new front office deciding to make a risky move. And C, Luka. I don't know if Luka's going to be a guy that wants to share the spotlight. While I can't blame him, I feel like he likes being the man. I feel like he likes having Dallas on his shoulders. I feel like he likes when the crowd is all about him. I'm not saying that Bradley Beal would take away from that from him, but it's possible. Bradley Beal's just as good as Luka at sometimes. He gets a bucket just as much, if not more. He was close to having a scoring title this year. So it won't be easy, and I don't know. Maybe Luka is fine with that. Maybe he wants to shut up, and I'm not saying shut up as he talks too much, but maybe he's okay with just not, being the guy that talks all the time and speaks for the team. Maybe he's okay with being quiet sometimes and letting, giving the mic to Bradley at times. Maybe he's cool with that. Maybe he doesn't care. But to me, it looks like he's a personable guy that likes the spotlight, likes to be the leader of the team, and likes to be known as the number 1 guy on his team. But if Bradley Beal gets there, I could see a situation where Luka doesn't like Bradley Beal taking some of the spotlight. Who knows? I might be getting a little too speculative right here. But that's just my take. You guys tell me, should they pursue him 100%? But there is a fine line of what you can offer outside of Porzingis. I do think you're limited, but who knows? If they want to dig deep into the draft picks, I do think it will be worth it and pay off for them in the very long run. But who knows? Like I said, comment down below. Do you agree or disagree with my take? I do want to hear your opinions. And of course, referring back to the question today, will Luka ever win an MVP? I'd find it very hard to believe that he doesn't at some point in time. The kid's only, 22, 23, whatever he is. I don't know his age off the top of my head, but he's phenomenal already. He's the all-time, points per game leader in the playoffs already. He leads in that stat. That's insane. The cat's going to win an MVP at some point in time. It could be 10 years from now, but even then, he'll still only be 32 years old. I definitely have Luka eventually winning an MVP, but I do want to hear from you guys. Do you agree or disagree? As always, and of course, thank you for watching 2 Minute Warning.